Hey, good morning guys. It's about 7:30 here on Saturday morning. Just taking a little walk here along the desert path here near my house. This path just kind of runs behind and around my subdivision I live in, and kind of goes back into the desert behind the subdivision. Decided to kind of show you where I walked this morning and some of the cool stuff here in the region that I live in, here in Arizona, Tucson, Arizona. This area called the Sonoran Desert, and so let's just take a look around. These are the giant saguaro cactus. This is actually kind of the young cactus. They don't normally get their start getting arms on them until they're at least about 75 years old. See, I'm actually pretty close to the subdivision. This is right over there. But they have a nice little path here that they cut in. Makes it nice for walking. A lot of people walk their dogs and ride their bikes and stuff. It's a lot of fun. This guy right here, that's a barrel cactus. And they do, right now it's starting to produce flowers, which will eventually turn into fruit, I believe. And I know a lot of the old cowboy movies say if you're stuck in the desert you can cut those open and drink the water, but actually it's just a slimy pulp and it makes you pretty sick. So if you're ever caught in the desert, don't drink that. Here's another saguaro cactus, and let's walk down this way a little bit. Oh man, I was afraid of this. See, those are right there. It's called a prickly pear cactus. They're also known as a jumping cactus. And if they see you walk by, they'll actually jump at you and stick all the stickers on you. So, especially this time of year, the only way to really get by those things is to distract them. Okay, I'm gonna give this a try. Ready? Hey, try a cactus. Whew, man, that was close. Okay, we got by him. Here's another cool cactus I want to show you. I like cactus. They're kind of fun. They're not very cuddly, but they're fun. This is a prickly pear cactus. Right there. And those little red berries are actually fruit. And you can make some really tasty jelly out of those things. I want to show you something a little closer though. If you do decide to eat these, which I guess you can, you have to be careful because they're covered with little spikes too. And even those little white patches on the skin there, those are tiny hair-like little spines. They're called glockets. And you have to scrape those off with a knife or a sharp rock or something, and then you can eat them. Depending what time of year they are, they can either be very bitter or actually kind of sweet. So that's just kind of cool. If you're ever in the store or anything like that and you see prickly pear jelly, give it a try. I think you'd like it. Let's see. Let's continue on a little bit. Tell you what, I'm going to meander up here a little bit further, and I'll show you guys a bigger saguaro cactus, the arms and everything, okay? Here's something else I wanted to show you. This is what passes for a tree out here in the Sonoran Southwest. This is a tree called the Palo Verde tree. Not a whole lot of leaves or anything, but they can develop a pretty big canopy and provide shade. The name Palo Verde actually translates into green stick, and that description is dead on. Okay, stand by for more cactus. Okay, here's a saguaro with a whole lot of arms on it. As you can see, you know, I'm still pretty close to my subdivision, so I didn't have to go too far to find a really big cactus to show you guys. Again, this is a giant saguaro. This is an old timer. My guess is maybe 150, 200 years old. Which is incredible. Like I said, they don't develop their first arm until they're about 75, maybe 50 to 75 years old. So this guy's been around. He's seen a lot come and go. One thing, I wish it was springtime, because at the very top of the cactus they develop these really pretty white flowers. There's actually fruit that develops on top of these too, much like that prickly pear cactus I showed you earlier. You can make those into jelly and so forth, syrups, that kind of thing. Native Indian tribe here in Arizona, the Navajo, actually very traditionally harvest the fruit on top of the cactus using, it's so tall they don't have big old ladders and stuff, but what they do is they'll find a dead saguaro, and these saguaros are made up of basically long ribs. You can see the kind of rib structure of the skin. Well, that's what the inside of the cactus looks like. These very long, straight ribs, and they'll lash those together until they have a pole that's long enough to knock the fruit off the top, and then they'll use it to make jellies and other kinds of food. And I've never tried the saguaro fruit before, but I hear it's really good. But the flowers are beautiful, and you can see some other ones off there in the distance also. Let's see if we can find some more interesting things to look at. I just want to show you something else about the saguaro cactus. Here's another big old timer here. As you look up the arms here, you see those dark holes. Well, what that is we have a native bird called the cactus wren. It's actually our state bird, and also sometimes woodpeckers will make holes here in the arms of the saguaro and make their nests, and they're safe from predators because this whole thing is covered with sharp spines. So yeah, it'd be a safe place to go home. Not very cozy, but it's home. Okay, let's move on. It's we're about a mile and a half away from my house right now. Still on the little trail. As you see, it kind of worked its way back towards another subdivision. Here's just kind of a little panorama here where we're at. That's our main road out there that leads back into all the neighborhoods. And then give you a little shot here of some of the little hills out in the distance. Back in my wild days, back when I was like 19 or 20, used to do a lot of four-wheeling and troublemaking out here. There was nothing out in this area. Now it's all building up, which is kind of a drag, but then again, it's kind of nice to live out here. I've always wanted to live out in this region. There's some good hiking trails if you head off in that direction that I want to go on as soon as it cools off a little bit. And I'll definitely take you guys with me. But for now, I'm going to start heading back to the house. Got some other things I need to get done today. Maybe go to the store. There's a big kind of a sportsman's expo at a place in town here called Sportsman's Warehouse. You guys might even have one of those in your hometown. But just a bunch of boats and trailers and outdoor stuff out in the parking lot, and they're gonna have some giveaways and stuff. I figure if nothing else, it'd be a good excuse to go walk around some more. So I'm gonna start heading back to the house. I appreciate you guys joining me on my little walk here this morning.